Paul, you're all set to go.
Okay. Okay, are we ready to start? Are the guests here? Okay, let's see if we could go. Are you ready to record? I don't hear you.
Are recording, yes.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Paul Goldstein. I am chair of the Waterfront Parks and Community Committee, and I would like to welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. We are going to have a presentation by Howard Hughes, and with us to give it are the co-presidents of the New York region. They are Andrew Schwartz and Zach Winnick. And they're joined by Gregory Palmer, who's from Ghetto and DeMilly. So I know you have something to show us, but why don't one of you take it away and we'll start right there.
Sure. Thank you, Paul.
It might make sense for you to come up to the chair because the owls, they're not olives, they are owls. We usually have people
Sure.
getting everything recorded if you're too far away.
So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Sure.
Yeah. So thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone for having us here tonight. As Paul mentioned, Andrew and I are the co-presidents of the Seaport for the Howard Hughes Corporation. We're also joined by Adam Meister, who's a senior member of our team and really leads the 250 Water Development Project. This meeting really came about, when and Andrew and I ran into Tammy and Alice, and they asked us to come in before the end of the year to meet and just provide an update of some of the programming that we've had going on in 2023 and what to look forward to in 2024. So happy to be here, proud to be part of the neighborhood. Both Andrew and I have been at Howard Hughes for 7+ years, and it's been a great time to see the area and the neighborhood continue to evolve and people come down here. During 2023, we generally had 6 new businesses open at the Seaport, whether for a short-term pop-up like the Malibu Barbie Cafe, or most recently the Lawn Club open to the public in November. And we've received a lot of positive feedback for the new openings, and look forward to continuing to bring new experiences down to the Seaport neighborhood. In addition to the new businesses, the Tin Building is just about completing its first year of operations. Been a really successful first year. Foot traffic continues in store day by day. They continue to refine the offerings to meet the market. I think one of the really encouraging things that we've seen really recently, as we've updated our website's been updated there, has been the increased e-commerce business that they've been doing, and I think that speaks to large parts to the local community, really supporting them because they're not doing deliveries to an expansive area. That traffic is being driven by the local community. It's really great to see that the community is supporting that. Also, most recently at 250 Water, the environmental remediation has reached a point of substantial completion prior to the end of the year, which is what the target date was. So really encouraging there. So we thank everyone for their patience and all the work they have and the entire working group that put on that. During the year, we also continue to work with the city and the community on refining the operations to the concerts and the events that go on down at the Seaport, to streamline the process and make sure that all the public access areas are properly maintained during the right hours. We really think we made significant educational improvements during to those areas this year, and are proud of how that turned out. And lastly, really, we just got approvals last week from LPC on the wayfinding, lighting and furniture package that we had proposed. We incorporated, not only comments from the community board when we met with them, but also from our first meeting with LPC, and are excited about the approval and the enhanced lighting and safety presence that it will bring, as well as the additional signage to allow people visiting the neighborhood to get to where they're going in a safe and efficient manner. In September, Howard Hughes announced that they were going to be creating a new entity that the Seaport assets were going to be focused on, or that would be part of. This new entity will focus on more entertainment, food and beverage related real estate holdings that didn't really fit the rest of the portfolio of the master plan communities that make up the Richmond amount Howard Hughes. So it's basically the assets of the Seaport in New York. So some assets in Las Vegas, including a minor league baseball team, the Las Vegas Aviators, and some air rights that are owned by the company over there. Las Vegas under the Fashion Show Mall. So Andrew and I's roles during this time won't be changing. We're still co-presidents of the Seaport. There will be a new CEO of this new entity. His name's Anton Nicodemus. He's starting in January and will have a presence in New York. It'll be located in our Seaport office. So it'll be an enhanced Seaport team that we're looking forward to in January. And with that, I will turn it over to Andrew.
Yeah, hi everyone. Online and everyone, I'm Andrew Schwartz. I've been with the Seaport for 8 years. As you'll see in our end of the year video, which we're going to share online in a couple of minutes, we made some great memories in 2023, including my favorite, which was a Girl Scout event with Jean George and Speaker Adams in the Tin Building, where we all made pizza and talked about career paths. And Speaker Adams did a wonderful job engaging with the 30 or so Girl Scouts from the local troop there. We sponsored dozens of other events in the Seaport, which were attended by many local elected officials. They brought thousands of residents together, and we were able to bring dozens of the local businesses together as well. Some of those celebrations included our Holi event, our Diwali event, our Halloween block party, of course, Taste of the Seaport. We did a Techstars event for young, diverse entrepreneurs on the rooftop at Pier 17. And then we did more entertainment-focused free events for the community, like our Cinco de Mayo Salsa Night, our Pride Dance Party, and our Beach Fest, which occurred just outside of the Tin Building on Seaport Square. Many Seaport families in the neighborhood were able to enjoy the free Seaport Kids programming, which is our franchise around all free kids programming, with events with Mommy Poppins, with Fair. We built a basketball court on Seaport Square like we've done in multiple years in the past, including free clinics for the kids. And we've done art programs in collaboration with the River to River Festival. And then, of course, our Seaport staples of all of our free fitness classes and our free cinemas that happen on the rooftop at Pier 17. Seaport Cinema this year, we had 6 of those again. In the past 3 weeks alone, we hosted our holiday tree lighting and our menorah lighting, which was attended in total by 3,000 local community members, and our community day, which celebrated the opening of the rooftops Disney Winter Wonderland, was well attended by the community. And as Zach touched on earlier, the rooftop activity has been great. We've seen tremendous increased traffic there. A lot of folks coming up and taking advantage of the experience, to the tune of about 30,000 people so far in the 3 or 4 weeks since it's been open. And of course, when you drive 30,000 people to support, that is great for businesses. We continue to support the area's rich history with our great relationship with the South Street Seaport Museum, and we've hosted many terrific programs and events together, including collaborative events like the docking of the Eagle at Pier 17 and our Diwali celebration, which occurred both on Pier 16 and on Pier 17. This year, we continue to make charitable donations in the community. We partnered with NAMI, National Association for Mental Illness, the Ali Forney Center, which gives back obviously to homeless LGBTQ youth. We partnered with Jean Georges to provide 1,500 meals again this year to Vision Urbana. We supported the Gotham Park Block Party, which was a great event. And on Giving Tuesday, we once again made donations to great local organizations like Manhattan Youth, Toys for Tots, and we welcome University Settlements into our family of donations. Please know that Zach and myself, with our continued leadership here in New York City, under Anton's new guidance, are committed to the Seaport, to Lower Manhattan, with partnership with Community Board One, of course, Smith Houses residents, UA3, Peckslip, and Spruce Street Schools through Taste of the Seaport, Vision Urbana, as I touched on a moment ago, and the other nonprofits that we're very proud to support in certainly the 8 years that I've been here and in the years prior. So without further ado, if you don't mind, we did create a video for you all, which summarizes some of the highlights that we just reviewed. So that's it. We'll follow up later this week with an email to our community base with that video. So you'll be able to have your own copy of it. It won't be as choppy as it was a little bit here. So I apologize for that, but such as Zoom in the past 3 or 4 years. So yeah, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to provide a brief update to you all. And of course, if you guys have any questions, we are here for those questions. Yes.
Yeah, Paul.
Who's that? Okay, go ahead.
So you mentioned the corporate restructuring. So is 250 Water Street under the same umbrella as this new Seaport group under that new CEO you mentioned? I mean, I'm against 250 Water and how it happened, but I do want you to succeed. Pier 17. You guys are our neighbor. I appreciate the events you have. It is an attraction for not only tourists, but also for local residents. When there are venues, when you have, let's say musical guests, right? They usually have a bus, you know, they have their gear, how they get here and their food. They park it on the street along South Street. What's that lot to the north of Pier 17? Can they park in that area instead? Because it gets very congested on, you know, for traffic. People always dropping people off and South Street really gets, you know, there's double parking on one way, you know, one lane in each direction. So I understand the need for your guests to have, you know, they need a place for their belongings, their vehicle, but can, instead of parking on South Street, can they park inside that lot?
Referring to the lot in front of the new market building?
Yes. Right, because it looks like it's a parking area.
Yeah, I mean, it's the city, I mean, the city's parking lot.
The EDC controls it?
Yeah.
Correct.
Because it's very, I mean, it's a good thing. The popularity is a good thing.
You could make a deal with the city, use it temporarily. I mean, it does get a little congested there, and it does, it endangers people crossing because, you know, you have the two extra lights in addition to the city lights, so people get confused.
It's a good idea. Bring up some in our next meeting. Thank you.
I have, Paul, may I?
Let me just see, is the committee generally in favor of that? Just so I understand. People want to examine alternative spots for the buses, et cetera, right? And Howard Hughes is willing to discuss it?
Well, of course, if the city can, you know, we have a discussion then. I will say that nothing that the tours bring to the table block any of the travel lane. We go to the city for a SAPO permit and we, you know, take that, you know, lane by lane and or the parking lanes for any particular show. So I understand what you're saying, but they're not, are you concerned that they're in the travel lane?
No, they're not in the travel lane, but since they're occupying a spot where, I want to tell you, I think that the way it's laid out, they didn't consider the popularity of Pier 17, where there's no places for people to drop off people or pick up. And that creates a blockage of that one lane in each direction.
Well, there's the, you know, the loop road that is on the, you know, kind of where you're talking about the parking lot is. So on the north side of that area is the access, you know, is access to the pier where there is a drop off for, taxis and black cars and Ubers. You know, one of the things we've been trying to do, and we're doing it all the time, is educate the public and those drivers that that's available.
I've never seen them use it. I mean,
Yeah,
when I
no,
walk by,
it's gaining traction. It's gaining traction.
It's hard to educate because they want to just drop their people and
Yeah,
go.
correct.
we have
It's a
also,
problem.
introduced, if it's not up today, it will be up by the end of this week. Brand new signage, which is gonna educate those folks who are dropping people to enter here, Uber, Lyft, you know, that sort of thing, to drop off your customers, but.
anything to improve the traffic flow, especially when you have your concerts.
Got it.
Yeah.
Noted.
I have a question about where your lawn is. Is that gonna be like all the others, a temporary, and then you'll put something else there?
The lawn club?
Yeah.
No. Hopefully it's very successful and it's there for the next,
Wasn't that where the Barbie?
no, that's across the,
Okay.
across on the other side of
Where the
the.
Barbie is. You're always gonna have something.
No, the idea is to do something more, permanent there. That kitchen that's on the second floor is 20 years old and really needs to be gutted and done. So while, and it's not a easy thing to do while something's in operation, so while we figure out the next tenant or what the next operator of that is, you know, we've done some of these shorter term pop-ups, but I don't think the idea is long-term for that to be.
Okay,
Hey,
it's gonna
it's your vote.
continue the popularity thing.
Yeah, we want it to be something that's stable and
It was very popular with the Barbie.
Barbie was very popular, very popular. It was kind of the right time, at the right place and
Yeah.
the right moment, kind of like a
Absolutely.
real pop culture moment that really brought a lot of families and notoriety.
A lot of pink dresses.
A lot of pink everything, pink everything.
You read it? Did you go?
I did.
Okay,
Great.
okay, who else has comments? Who's that?
Wendy.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Wen-
Wendy.
Wendy, you go.
So I love the video. Thank you. I'm very grateful for all of the community events. I always want more. I went to a lot of them. I wish I went to even more because I clearly missed a few. I think the thing that I'd love to hear about is how the local businesses are doing. Like, are you increasing rent? Or, I mean, obviously there's, the Barbie pop-up shop was awesome, but that's a cultural phenomenon that won't happen every time. But I'm just curious in terms of like, I'd like to hear about that you have new businesses coming. I like that, our local neighborhood is supporting. I'm just curious if we could hear a little bit more about that. And especially, you hinted at this new structure with entertainment. What new entertainment do you anticipate, or is that too soon? Or is entertainment mean like concerts and events, or does entertainment mean something else that I'm missing? Or I'm just curious about the whole business activity, which of course then when you do have strong business activity, then you have more free events. And then when you have more free events, I understand that it's a circular
Yeah.
situation. And I also want to just, before my question time is over, as everyone knows, I'm a huge Plus Pool supporter and have been forever and ever. And I know that you have nothing, but I just saw that in your video. So thank you for giving them a shout out. And I still am crossing my fingers and toes that somehow it could come back to under the Brooklyn Bridge. But that has nothing to do with your decision, I know, but I just want to say that publicly on the record again. So.
Great.
So all very good questions, and I think we love the free community events because it brings people and it supports the businesses and it brings people to the community, and hopefully it's not just for that free event, but they'll have a great time coming to that event, and then they'll come, next weekend with their family to either the Tim Building or wherever else they're going. And I think, one of the things we talk about all the time is, the Seaport is the type of neighborhood that kind of needs these new things kind of frequently to continue to talk about it, because it's not like other neighborhoods in New York. It needs that continued, vibrancy and, what's next, what's new, what can I do with the Seaport that I can't maybe do somewhere else. So we're always looking for those types of tenants and relationships and mixing that with tenants that are going to pay rent for a long period of time. So I think we see, a mixture of the two, where there will be kind of these, a few of the storefronts that'll probably be, short-term pop-up type activities. And then hopefully they're filled in with more, longer term. And I think that balance, like we have with McNally Jackson, that's a, longer term tenant whose sales seem to be doing, better each year. And that's crossed with, right now Hester Street Fair is popping up in, the former Scotch and Soda space. And that's gonna be a shorter term temporary pop-up. And like, we're gonna keep trying to have, a mix of the two probably for, like we're going forward, while we're looking for, other tenants like McNally Jackson that add, kind of fabric to the neighborhood and are additive, while also, being able to pay rent. Retail is hard. I mean, retail real estate.
Yeah, I was just curious about the rent situation too.
Yeah, I mean, it's challenging, but the more better businesses can do, the more businesses that are going to be attracted to that area, the more it spreads very quickly.
And even two of the, initial pop-ups have turned into, have been there for a very long time with Funny Face Baker and with the Shoe Surgeon, and they add a different sense of vibrancy to the streets. And I'd also say that, at least from a marketing and a promotional perspective, although we have technical boundaries to our footprint, our website, and our promotion, and some of the social media stories that we do in email blasts go all the way down to the bridge, down Front Street, or all those restaurants that we support, and down South Street. So we regularly promote restaurants that are well outside of our footprint, because there's a rising tides lifts all boats type of mentality. And, we want as many people down here and walking as much of the neighborhood as possible. And of course, the free events are located at the Seaport because we hope that's, a longer term stop on their trip down here, so that they buy a coffee or whatever. But I wanted to make, that point across because it is a neighborhood mentality even beyond our boundaries.
Yeah, and to your question on the new entity, it can be concerts, it can be events, it can be food and beverage, it's a minor league baseball team. It's just those types of things. It's not all necessarily related to the Seaport specifically. We're not trying to cover all of those things, but as that new company tries to grow, that's the types of things that they'll be looking for versus, Howard Hughes currently constructed today is land sales and office and those types of things.
Yeah.
No, am I right? Go ahead, Rosa. Oh, Rosa.
Thank you.
So, sorry, for one second, I'm just going to put my Gotham Park hat on and say thank you very much for your support of the community block party. Because that was our first. It was a little scary, doing it really quickly. We didn't know what we were doing. So it helped that we had some help with people who actually did know what they were doing. So now I'm going to put my CB1 hat on. I'm super excited about all the events that you have here, and I hope that, I remember several years ago, so I'm at a large building in Bidi, and I remember several years ago, somebody came, like before you guys had even opened, and actually did a presentation on all of your offerings and what you had.
I think I did that. I
Oh, okay.
definitely went to an apartment building and did that presentation.
So I feel like maybe it's time to do that again, and like not just our building, but obviously like a lot of the buildings, to just sort of remind people, by the way, this is, what we have going on, because I feel like sometimes it's easier to meet people where they are instead of having, like, convincing them to come to you, and just sort of reminding them like of what's going on and why they should want to come and visit you. I just had some comments about, so McNally Jackson, I mean, we just finished up a book fair with them at PS 150, and they're awesome. And so whatever, we as a community can do to support these sort of smaller independent stores that really give back to the community, we appreciate. I am a personal obsessive sort of supporter of Bound Printers. I think that they are such a unique character and just a deep historical sort of and fun, nerdy place to hang out. And so if we can, try to support these kinds of things that really anchor what the Seaport history is, I think that really sets you and this neighborhood apart as a place that you want to visit and why you want to visit, because it's such a unique adventure to just step into those doors all the time. And my favorite part of the video was Mark Levine looking down. Yes.
So thank you for that. Obviously, I think that we actually go to many of the local apartments and we go to many of the local hotels.
Yeah.
And we provide them and the concierges closed offers to people who live in those buildings and people who are patrons of those hotels. By that, I mean, it's not a publicly offered 15% off at Tin Building or a coffee and a croissant for whatever it is. It's specifically for those people so that we can educate them more. Perhaps that's a good point. If we take it above and beyond a particular, offer of sorts and maybe make it a little more educational, but we also do put some hard materials in the concierge's hands so they can use them to help educate people. So
I'm just gonna say that our residents are regulars and the tourists come and go. So you should be reaching out
Understood.
to our large buildings.
Eric, maybe we'll take a chance and send them to come to Southbridge.
Yeah, yes, we have a large.
We have a large community. Oh, I do. But you have something to sell that's good. We want to hear from you as well. And so I like to know how you get the word out. I mean, I live here and I don't get the word out all the time. I don't get the message all the time. So how do you do it now?
So, we have.
And I'm there 6 days a week walking. That's cool.
Okay. So we do have some out of home signage in the Seaport area. So when you're walking up Fulton Street specifically next to McNally Jackson, there are some billboards. In the interior space of the pier itself, there's also some digital boards that advertise some of our promotional events, programs, free events, etc. We do spend money buying media outside of Seaport to bring people down here, like bus shelters and subway advertisings and the sides of buses to, encourage people to experience the Seaport. Some of it's neighborhood only messaging, some of it's concert messaging, some of it's directed to our business units. And that is a big place where we put, some of our dollars. And then, of course, the social media following is tremendous for us. Our social media following for the Pier building is about 160,000 people, which is more than just about every entertainment venue in New York City, with the exception of building Madison Square Garden. So we have everything else beat, and we've created that vibrancy on our social channels through the content that we've created. It's not just a picture of something. Everything tries to be storytelling. So I encourage you to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. You can also follow us corporately on LinkedIn, of course, and see some of the things that we're doing from more of a corporate perspective. And of course, our email list, which I hope you subscribe to, either the Pier 17 or the Seaport email, or both, have promotional messaging. They have recaps of the events that we've done. We'll be sharing this video through that email database as well.
And one other thing, if I may, did you say minor league baseball?
Yeah, so we own
Where?
in Las Vegas, we
Yeah.
own the AAA team of the Oakland A's.
I'm talking about New York City.
We do not own any baseball assets in New York.
Because there's one in Staten Island and one in Brooklyn.
Yes. We're,
Fortunately, we don't own them.
Well, I thought maybe close to where I live, makes it easier.
no.
That's it.
Well, that's me. I just want to comment, I've been a fan of, and my little boy also, been going skating at the various rinks that you've had over the last few years, and it seems like every other year you change it up.
Yeah.
Last year, it was very popular with a lot of the kids in the local schools, especially if you had your own skates, you didn't have to pay, and you could go and you could skate. If there was room, you could skate all day if you wanted to, as long as it wasn't sold out. This year you went with the rooftop Winter Village, artificial ice. I haven't been up there. It's not free. It's, we have to pay, and I think the prices vary. I did check it out on the website. I wonder what the thought process was in going from an accessible skating venue open to the community. Kids who have skates can just go there and skate, as opposed to the more corporate Winter Village type thing, which is more of a touristy thing, I think.
So, I mean, a lot of it is, what's going to, the winter during the Seaport is the toughest time. And the restaurants and the businesses there, over the last few years have really struggled. So we're continually trying to figure out what's the right programming mix that's going to really drive traffic to those places. And we did ice skating on the rooftop, the first couple of years that the pier opened, and it did okay, but it just didn't draw enough people, and it was also, I imagine, incredibly expensive to put a ice skating rink up on the roof, craning up these chillers, and it wasn't sustainable for the amount of traffic that it drew. And a lot of it is, there's a lot of ice skating options in the city. You can go, I mean, just in this area, there's 5 or 6 that we, comp out. So then we thought, okay, well, why don't we put it on the square, and we don't charge, given, the way the square work, and does that draw more traffic? And, it was supported, thank you for supporting it last year, but it didn't draw as many people as we thought. And those people were kind of coming, skating and leaving. They weren't going into McNally Jackson. They weren't going into the Tin Building. They weren't going into some of the operations. So we're like, well, that doesn't matter, because it's still quite expensive to put a ice skating rink on the square too. So we were approached by the group in Disney. Yeah, it's great. And they had this concept of, Santa Claus's Winter Wonderland as part of the TV show that's currently on Netflix, and was the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, to do an activation where, pricing is anywhere from $20 to I think $50, depending upon the the time that people are going. And, they thought that that could be stuff. And we've drawn, as Andrew said, more people in those 3 weeks than we did for the 3 months that we were doing ice skating last year. And, I think that's really the driver. And we've also seen, increased foot traffic at the Tin Building. McNally's reporting, higher year-over-year sales. And some of the other, businesses in and around the area, we've heard the same things from, that's just been for a limited time. So that's really the primary.
I would just also point out, I think a lot of people who live downtown really don't know what restaurants you have there. There's not a lot of knowledge about, you have a whole bunch of restaurants, not just in Pier 17. Line on, I forget, was it Front Street? Front Street. I mean, I know some of them because I live right there.
Sure.
A lot of people in the neighborhood just are not aware of it. And I think more promotion on your social media and whatever, make people aware that these are restaurant options for people to go. I think that's just a thought. You might get more traffic.
I have a few questions, if I may. Would you like to start inland or on the water?
Whatever you prefer.
Let's start with the water. You spoke about popularity for 17, and I think there were concerts on 17, and they certainly are. And I think we also mentioned having a meeting at Southbridge Community Center. The last time I remember you there, we were being told that you would not hear concerts on Pier 17 from Pier 16. Very fancy demonstration of the speaker equipment, which I believe does exist. Trust me, gentlemen, you hear concerts on Pier 17 all over the place. Is there anything you can do? I understand you have a tenant there. I don't know to what extent you're responsible for the sound system. It's not directional. We hear it all over. Can you address that?
So you're saying that, you said you can hear Pier 17 from Pier 16.
Oh, and from Pier 15, actually, if Pier 15
Yeah.
cranking it up.
So the digital sound system, which we did invest in the orientation of
Yeah.
the stage, which we did change from its initial plan, does direct all of the music south versus inland to the west, which was the original orientation of the stage. And indeed, all of the music does stay, from fraying out beyond the directional cone in which it sends it down the river. And this year, like our other years, we're fortunate enough not to have any sound complaints. All of our concerts end before the citywide curfew of 10 p.m. I don't know that anyone ever suggested you wouldn't be able to hear it from Pier 16, which is directly in front, or even Pier 15, but our goal was to prevent it from going inland to the west, the residences and to the commercial buildings. And of course, our partnership with Seaport Museum, we've been able to manage all of their free programming for the community on both the Ambrose and the Waiver Tree to ensure that we adjust as needed to maximize the amount of activity that can happen between the two piers combined.
Well, you talked about the watermark here. Watermark is on the other end, that's to the south.
Yes,
To the south.
sometimes there is
Yeah,
noise
there is noise
from the,
coming from
yes.
15 and
Yes.
we have addressed them
Yeah.
here. Okay, and since you're here, I'm talking about noise from 17, as you say, okay, it's directed away from it. It is directed towards the boats. For certain programs, yes, it's not going to be an issue.
The hours of the museum also provide for very limited overlap in terms of what hours they're operating, things that they're doing. If you'll recall, last year they did do, I think, 5 consecutive nights of opera there.
Yes.
Worked with music partners, and we actually negotiated with one of the artists to not do a sound check to make sure that the integrity of the opera was maintained at all times.
That was much appreciated.
Yeah.
That-
And then on Pier 15, you can keep the Pier 15,
No, you
but I
can't.
know when I leave the venue at all hours, I know that there's still activity at Pier 15.
Yes, and they have been put on notice here.
Okay.
And the way you were able to accommodate that performance on 16 was wonderful, because that was a wonderful thing to have there. But I'll say it again. Sorry, Doc and Pioneer at 9 o'clock at night with a concert on 17.
Breathe silent. And that's a real problem. And if you want to take a quiet walk, well, then there's that other restaurant out there. It's got a sound system too. I can't put that all on you. There's a lot of things. You're a part of it. Other than that, thanks for accommodating.
Understood.
Working my way inland. Ambrose. My last understanding, and I hope it's out of date, is that Howard Hughes Corporation, now perhaps Howard Hughes Holdings, was allowing the Ambrose to sit at that berth because he claimed title to the river bottom at that point. For some reason, it was on borrowed space, which I do not understand. Has anything evolved from that situation?
That land, the riverbed, that land in that area is within our leasehold, but we allowed it, so we thought, didn't have water.
So that is still the status quo. Is that relationship been formalized in any way?
Well, we have an agreement with the museum to allow them to dock there.
Is that the real issue? It is here replaced. Let's skip the rest of this. Oh, Schermerhorn Row is still empty. Right? But the bulk of Schermerhorn Row is still empty. It's not open to the public.
Talking about the retail?
No, I'm talking about the museum space.
Museum space, yeah, and the upper levels. of the
Right.
building.
Do you have any information you can share with us?
I don't think we have any specific information we can share. I mean, the museum manages their space, and we know that they're working on a longer term plan to reactivate, like renovate and reactivate their spaces. And then the balance of the space is controlled by the city.
And finally, if I may, I was present at the Landmarks Preservation Commission hearing about the original proposals for the signage and lighting and benches. I think at the time I was representing another organization, it wasn't from the Community Board one. So we shared a lot of the objections. I think the principal one was, and I hear it here this evening, perhaps not from any bad intent, which was that the branding of the seaport was extending the entire South Street Seaport Historic District. And I think we've heard this there is an overlap. There's no question about that. People come down to the seaport, which I think is how you label your development, and they will wander off into the rest of the South Street Seaport. I still think it should all be called the South Street Seaport, but I don't own it. To what extent, and I do not know what LPC has since approved, since it's recent, to what extent has that signage altered? Or is it all going to still say the seaport?
We can only control the seaport in the leasehold that we
Yeah.
have. We can't go beyond that. So when we studies of most people that we found refer to it as the seaport. We're not trying to change. I think we're just calling it. I think we've been calling it the same thing for 4 or 5 years now. Yeah, we're not trying to go beyond the leasehold to try to have anyone else.
Yeah, I understand.
Nor was the LPC submission meant to be the figurehead of a rebranding effort.
I think one of the commissioners suggested that the whole thing should be contemplated. You know, the entire South Street Seaport, whatever, how you reference it, we contemplate it as one, but since there's different owners, it's.
No, I mean, I've always referred to it as the South Street Seaport, and what people I know do, but yeah, for sure, I'm going out of the seaport, sure.
Yeah.
But there was that sense that the signage tended, perhaps not by intent, but tended to rebrand the entire district. And some exception was taken to that. I don't know if you've made any changes in it.
So I think what the biggest objection was to some of the inlays at the entrance that said the seaport on the ground. That was removed, and the commissioners were satisfied with it.
Well, that was
Yeah.
pretty much emblematic of the issue. That was-
What did they do on the
There
seaport?
was an inlay that said
They
the seaport.
approved of that?
No, we took it out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say South Street support will go.
The street's not that wide.
How about historic district?
That's the technical name for it, yeah, but I don't think.
I think it's a legal name.
Yeah. All right, not gonna go into finances, and that's maybe beyond our ken and certainly beyond my ability, but reading them doesn't leave one optimistic.
What do you mean?
The last quarter, I believe the seaport was not as profitable as had been hoped. Putting it mildly, and two, the restructuring is causing some anxiety. What is in the mind of Bill Ackman, I can't say, nor can anyone else.
I think that the seaport has always been looked at as a long-term project, and if you're looking at it, on a quarterly basis, then you might draw those conclusions, but if you look at it over this is Howard Hughes' entire portfolio, you look at it over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and that's what the company's into these neighborhoods for. It's not a short, quick fix, overnight, quarterly setback.
It's just like any other neighborhood. You couldn't have a big ribbon cutting for the oldest neighborhood in New York City. It's a slow process, and you to do the new things every year, like Zach had referenced earlier, in the wintertime specifically, to continue to build that momentum. It's, you have the venue on the rooftop, and certainly that can have its big moment of a ribbon cutting of sorts as it did, 6 years ago or so. But the rest of it is like a neighborhood. Tenants come and go, and momentum is built, and people start to travel to the seaport differently with the ferries being so popular, just a little bit further south. With Pier 17, and we feel like the momentum can be really well.
Not for a long term.
Back in the old time, I go back to the 1980s when I was just out of school and I lived downtown in Battery Park City. The seaport was the place to go for everybody, all the young people, professional people after work. You probably guys were in high school back then, elementary school.
We won't date ourselves. We don't have to either.
Hopefully it still is.
But the first night I moved into my brand new apartment after I graduated school, I met my friends at the seaport, and that was the place to go. So maybe soon we'll be back in that type of a situation.
Although that outdoor drinking was a problem. Long time ago. Okay, let's keep going.
I for one have to say regarding the fine, talking about that, as someone who lives in the neighborhood and doesn't have a history that goes back to the 80s, but who appreciates, especially, raising a family here, that we appreciate the longer term view towards investment in the community and the space, especially with the events and things like that. I think especially on the east side, we have noticed a distinct lack of those kinds of things versus the west side over, several decades. And so it is, very much appreciated that there are events, that there are free events, that there are reasons to come onto the east side and do these things and to try to revive what was a not often frequented space with retail that, is or was struggling and may continue to be struggling. I think we appreciate that investment in the community to really build there. And, we do wish and hope that you will succeed, because the more that you succeed, frankly, the more there is stuff and opportunities for us as a community to go to and experience. So
And I think early on, that's why we put the time and effort into creating what I call at the time franchises for the free events, so that they gain momentum, they gain an affinity from the fans in the neighborhood. So Seaport Fit, Seaport Cinema, Seaport, Sounds, they Seaport Kids, they all have the same look and feel, so that people understand that there's a vertical for their interest groups for the events, and they have their own logo, they have their own promotional plan, they have their own position on our website, so people can dive a little bit deeper in there.
I'm curious, actually following on Joe's point, about the graphics and the outreach. Like, how do you let people in the community know that just happen to be walking by and that might not necessarily follow you on social media and that might not have signed up to receive your emails? I mean, I receive your emails, but like that people that don't know that all of these events are happening, and so they can't choose to participate, but they might be walking by that day. And so, you know,
So at all of our events, we ideally take advantage of that footfall, and we have representatives, we call them brand ambassadors, who are there at a table that's set up, that's clearly marked with our franchise logo, Seaport Fit, Seaport Cinema, et cetera. People can go up at that point in time, and they can receive information from our brand ambassadors, who are not the ones conducting the programming. They're explicitly there to help grow the vibrancy and the audience for those events over time.
I have a question.
Okay, let me just let a person from the public participate. Could you identify yourself, and on Edge, could you put that person through?
yes, Joanne, you can unmute. Joanne, yes, there you go.
Hello?
Next year.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I have just two questions related to some properties, whether they'll fall into this new Seaport Entertainment venue, or I mean, corporation or whatever. One is the Chase Sapphire Lounge sitting in the middle of Fulton Plaza. And the other is the 133 Beekman, the Translux building, which there was some talk at one point about moving a portion of the Fulton Stall Market off South Street and giving them at least some space in that area. Will these fall under the new entertainment entity?
Yes, they are part of the Seaport Holdings. The 133 Beekman space is part of the Seaport ground lease that Howard Hughes has, and the bar area on the cobblestones is a separate license agreement with EDC.
Let me just follow up on that Fulton Stall Market space. The community board has had several discussions about that, and we know that they are requesting 10,000 square feet for their operation to continue. And you guys have offered, I believe, 3,500 square feet. Is that still being discussed? And we would like to make sure that that entity remains vibrant.
So we continue to support the full install market with space at the Seaport. They're in their current location, free of rent. They did have an option for 3,500 square feet in the 133 Beekman space that has since expired. As you rightfully said, they were looking for 10,000 square feet in that building. We are open to continuing to have dialogue with them.
Okay, I think the community board would be supportive of some progress there. Okay, Joanne, did you have anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
All right, let me just follow up on a couple of issues. The new market building site. I think there was actually some agreement about that. First of all, there was people were happy when that site was taken away as a hangout for homeless people and gangs were in there. I mean, the solution of knocking it down maybe wasn't ideal for everybody, but it did solve the problem. The community board and Howard Hughes actually have been in favor of a sort of community center space there. And that's something that we've supported as a community board and along with city officials for over a decade, 20 years, in fact. So is that an issue that we can continue to work on together? Maybe we could even have an interim use of some open space there in that area. Are you open to discussions on using that space better and perhaps some of that community use?
Anything's probably better than what it's being used for now, which is nothing, which is really, a shame because it is such a great location and has so much potential. Yeah, I mean, I think it's all in the details, but we want it to be a place where, people come and gather and the community, that's what's going to be best for everyone. And we'd like to, figure out a way to make that a viable project. But I think we need more details on, what it consists of and what everyone's looking for.
Okay, so maybe we could put our heads together and try to work in harmony on that one. That would be good. And the whole issue of resiliency for the East Side is obviously a huge issue in terms of what's going to happen, and again, creating more open space through construction there. So I assume this new division is going to play some sort of role in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, the whole resiliency project is very critical, to all of Lower Manhattan, especially not especially, but including the Seaport Holdings. That whether it's Howard Hughes or a new entity or whatever future entity there is, it's all going to be vitally important. We just engaged, and we mentioned this to Tammy and Alice when we spoke to them, a consultant to kind of help understand all of this a little bit better. And we also told them and tell you that we would be happy to share some of their findings and have them available to speak to this group too once they kind of are able to dig in a little bit.
Along those lines, one of the things that we all know is that there's money for a plan, but there's no money right now to build it. Is that consultant interested in helping the city figure out how to, it's going to be really complicated, that it's not going to be up to one. I don't even think the city can figure this out. It's going to be city, state, local, private, public, all of us, all hands on deck. And I think, this is the thing that keeps me up at night, is that there's a lot of people that think we actually are doing it, which, there's a lot of advertisement, we've had a lot of workshops about it, but I don't know how we're going to actually build it. I'm sure you're way more aware of that than any of us, since that's your property there. But, I keep thinking about, like, how are we going to get past the planning to the actual building? Hurricane Sandy has been, long enough that we all know what's out there. I just really welcome any thoughts and talk about partnerships. I mean, I just think that we need every creative mind under the sun to figure out how to finance this, because time is working against us, and not everyone agrees on the plan, but I think reasonable people looking at it know that something needs to get done. So I'm just, this is obviously a bigger discussion than tonight's meeting, but I just really welcome any you know, any ideas to help our, you know, our planners to get this into the reality stage. So, you know, anyway, I don't know if your consultant is going to help EDC and other folks on that front, but we just feel that, I feel like we need to have the mindset of real estate holdings, but also obviously community has thoughts about how it should be, but I don't know, I'll stop there.
I mean, we could get people that don't give us yellow stickies and come.
I think that's the hard part is I don't want to go to any more meetings. I'm really, I'm a believer. I know we need it, but I think in terms of working more on the plan, we now need to work on how are we going to actually build something. And the plan is, I think is better than it was when they first started several years ago. And that's one of the benefits of having time and everything else. But then the next big challenge will be to actually build it. And it's going to be really complicated. So I don't know if you're a consultant, I'm thrilled to hear that you're doing
I
that.
don't think they have, Innisfil does not have funded, but,
It's not their, that's not their focus, but I mean, they're gonna be participating with us as we have been in the past as a stakeholder in this process, and they and we will provide as much expertise as we can to support that effort, to figure out how to implement and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious, you know, what you obviously think a lot about your real estate. So I'd love to think about, you know, how are we going to come together as a Lower Manhattan community to protect the Lower Manhattan community? So any ideas? I feel like I don't have the right answer now, but I think that that's going to be the great challenge as the whole country is scrambling for dollars to protect their own interests, because this is not just a New York City problem, as we all know. Yeah.
May I ask who your consultant is? Is it the same consultant that the city is using so that it's all integrated in thinking and?
No, they're not part of the city's master planning and design team. And I know the city has been broken into different phases, but they're independent of that, which we thought was actually useful from our perspective, but they are very much involved in those understanding of issues.
Because it's always been slightly concerning to me that in all the plans that EDC has shown us, they've essentially skipped over your space.
Right.
And, you know, obviously with flood protection, skipping over any part of the wall is undermines the entire effort. So, yeah, I mean.
Okay, I'd like to call on one more member of the public who hasn't spoken, Victoria.
Hellstrom, thank you for having me. I would just like to say first, I think we all take issue with the notion that the Seaport Coalition has pending litigation, and how this has all gone about is very troubling. Also, we're talking about privatizing a historic district, which we already saw in the meatpacking district, where they seem to be rebranding and repackaging and already talking about selling it to someone else. The meatpacking district is not a success. It's an absolute failure. It's lights out at 11. And first, Ackerman is not a noteworthy developer. There are no significant players, not Nur, Ian Schrager, Mark Rabin, no significant nightlife operators or restaurateurs are necessarily involved. And I think that we all need to be very cautious about this branding the Seaport. They do it in the meatpacking district. They have a little thing you can scan with your phone. They use it really as a Google campus, and it's I'm on a call. It's very problematic that we're even going down this road with a developer that does not have a very good reputation. In the meatpacking district, there were serious players. So I take real issue with the notion that we're calling it the Seaport. He bought a parking lot. So, you know, conceptually, the entire project is off. And just to say, Carlos Almada is above me. When Basquiat was in the Seaport, when there were real nightclubs in the Seaport, Mayfair, London, we've done many things around the world. Certainly worked on the Cipriani. But this is of no interest. I don't find anything that they're saying credible, and I think that we need to be very cautious because investors are not getting their money out in the meatpacking district where they essentially converted a residential neighborhood to commercial. They privatized it, and it's a Google campus. It's as boring as could be. Lights out at 11. The storefronts are not doing well. So what are we really doing here based on Bill Ackman's word? Who is this guy? He's not even relevant in Las Vegas, in Paris, in London, anywhere. And yet we've given him what he would like to call the seaport. It is not the seaport. So I think that we need to be very cautious and look to what happened in the meatpacking district.
Okay.
It's not doing well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And, well, you heard all that. I don't know if you want to respond or not, or just take it in. Any-
Paul, can I answer my question? Can I ask my question?
Who's that, Eric?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have a question. Are you fully utilizing your maritime rights? Because a lot of times I see that there's no ships moored along Pier 17. I think that would be a great attraction. I mean, I don't know what the costs are, so I'm not saying it should be done. But as a resident, and I think the tourists would enjoy having a vessel, you know, some sailing or something exotic, even a firefighting boat that people can visit. That would be great attractions.
Kids love it. My little boy loved what was the South American ship you had there?
Yeah, Uruguayan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had, and then
I
you,
see you, Ushma. Okay, go ahead.
We'd certainly like to do more. I mean, as the opportunities come, we generally jump on them. So we can dock on the north side and the east side, Manhattan by sail. Is the vessel that's there, doing charters during things, some more permanent installations. But yeah, we would like to do more dock because we agree it does bring interest and activity down to the area.
And it's true to the name of the course. Yeah, that's why.
Pier 17.
Yes.
Two quick questions, if I may.
Hold on. Ushma had her hand up. Let me call on her first.
Hi, sorry, thank you. I felt like someone made some interesting comments, not a panelist, maybe a community member, and you immediately switched to talking about maritime. So I just would like to know, are you responding to the comments made by the other public member, not taking it in? She was passionate. I just want to make sure everyone's heard and not quickly switch the topic. Thank you.
No, we said we heard it entirely.
I didn't hear it on the phone.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, David, you want to respond?
Yeah, two, I think easy ones. So you are consulting about resiliency in the seaport, and the seaport does add its own issues. It's a low-lying bowl on the East River. Are you considering the maritime infrastructure? Because I know the EDC wants to replace 16 and 15. And we're slowly pushing them to consider the waterfront on the lower Manhattan from the water, as opposed to a nice place to go and look at it. And you dock a boat there. That's, I hope, will be one of your concerns, is to make sure that maritime activity will still be possible. And in more concrete terms, I understand in 2025, there will be a major off sale, a tall ships event here in the city.
Yes.
And I know EDC said they're already coordinating with them on where these boats are gonna go. Are you in touch with it?
We have been, yes.
2026.
2026.
Jail 250.
I just can't wait.
It's similar to, yeah, current tall ship rate that's planned. And we're engaged with them, but it's very early on currently.
Oh, too early to start installing berths. Anyway, thank you very much.
That's what Chris says.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we covered a lot of ground. And you heard from certainly a lot of people from the community board as to what their priorities are and what they might want to see there. I think there should be more positive discussion as there has been tonight. I think that's a good thing, and it could only work for the best. Unless there's anything that hasn't been said, we've discussed this for over an hour, and I think we covered a lot of ground. So,
I mean,
Well, thank you. Thank you for everyone's time and feedback.
thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Of course.
thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
holidays.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to have you in person.
Oh, yes, yeah.
All right, committee, this is the only item that wasn't canceled on us. So we're up for next month.
I know what you're talking about. I'm on my way to practice right now.
Rockland County, Palisade Center,
Exactly right.
Yeah.
where they play. I mean, one organization to play with.
The president will be the.
Okay, thank you all and good night.
Thank you.